Okay, guys. So, unfortunately, as you guys know, Young Justice is absolutely no stranger to delays, cancellation, all that, the works, right? Hopefully, cancellation is not part of Young Justice's future by any means, but as far as delays go, ooh, we got a lot of delays when it comes to Young Justice. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, it never ends, and it seems like it's always going to be a part of Young Justice's fate. For whatever reason, despite it being this massively popular series, DC's like, we can delay Young Justice another year or 5 or whatever. It doesn't really matter because people are going to still watch it, right, guys? Oh, good old DC. But anyway, the reason I'm making this video today is, of course, we knew that Young Justice Outsiders was getting delayed to 2019, which, coupled with the fact that DC Universe is coming out in 2018, I feel like was a really bad move on DC's part, because honestly, if none of their series are ready for this thing when it comes out, they should have just delayed DC Universe. I don't really know what the big rush for it was if there's no original content on the system, or whatever you want to call it, system, geez. But the platform, there's nothing on aside from Titans. Titans, not really all that well received. Went over this enough times, don't really need to go over it again. Why didn't you just delay it? Or why is it taking so long for all the series to come together if you knew that this thing was coming out in 2018? Whatever, it's another mismanagement from DC. Must be a day that ends in Y at this point. But we have this from the Young Justice Wiki. And I'm just going to read it. There's no real point in showing the screen because it's just one little thing. So there are 7 completed episodes of Young Justice Season 3 Outsiders. And that was 7/20, so July 20th, which is really about a month from after I'm recording this. So it's only been a month, but they only have 7 completed episodes. And right now, just recently, they're reviewing episodes 10 and 11 for FX and audio, which is nice, but it's like, really? After all this time, we only have 7 completed episodes out of 26? After all this time. Ooh, that is not good, fellas. So, listen, and ladies as well, because there is a big female audience with Young Justice. But anywho, listen. Young Justice might get further delayed than we even think. They said 2019, so really that gives them a huge blanket window where they can basically say December 31st, 2019. It only got delayed once, guys. Haha. But still, they only have 7 episodes done. In all this time, think about since when this series was announced as actually coming back. And despite that, here we are. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't want the series rushed in any capacity, and the more time it takes to make that quality Young Justice that we all enjoy, the better. But at the same time, it's like, how long does it take to get this series on the roll here? I mean, come on, we know it's a popular series, let's get it going, right? DC makes 3 animated films a year, now they're making 4 this next year, and yet we can't have this. It's wild to me, and we still have, of course, Teen Titans Go. No stopping Teen Titans Go. But man, this is just frustrating, and it's kind of like, what are you guys doing that makes it take this long? Now, I know animation. It's like animation takes a while, especially since this is not, I mean, it's the traditional sort of hand-drawn. It takes a while, delicate, and the art style is amazing, and it's very detailed. So I totally understand that. You know, it's a quality product. I understand. I'd rather not be rushed, certainly. I want them to take their time, these creators. They have this story together, so I don't feel like it was a problem with the story, because the creators themselves have said, you know, we had 5 arcs, 5 seasons of this already ready and planned. So I feel like it's not that kind of issue where they're kind of having to pull strings like, oh, what do we do now? I feel like it's more or less tinkering with what they've already done. Maybe they had some new ideas along the way. Of course, they have the more flexibility now with it being more quote-unquote adult. So they can do more things that they weren't previously able to do. But anyway, I think really for the most part, I don't really blame the creators for this so much, because they really wanted Young Justice to come back like 100 times before it finally came back. It's not really their fault. I feel like this kind of falls on DC because, I mean, it's not just Young Justice. It's not just like, oh, well, it's animated, it takes its time. Like, all their series are getting delayed except for Titans, which kind of makes me wonder, okay, so DC, you knew that this DC universe was like your big thing, right? Because you know how it is. Everybody has to have their own streaming service now for whatever reason. We can't just have Netflix and be done, or whatever the case may be, whatever service, right? We got to have 100 different streaming services because money, which is really annoying, and it defeats the whole purpose of having streaming services, but that's another topic for another day. But the point is, DC knew. They knew this was going to be a problem because in order to get people on board with your series and with your platform, you got to have stuff ready. It'd be like if Netflix came out and had, like, I don't know, 20 movies on it or something. Like, yeah, it's going to have a lot of old DC stuff, but what's new, What's new? What's appealing to people? Like, oh, well, one day Young Justice is coming out. One day that Swamp Thing series is coming out. It just seems like really bad mismanagement of DC, which is pretty common at this point. I mean, it's sad to say, but, I just don't feel like DC really knows what they're doing on multiple fronts, and it's kind of sad. I mean, we knew with the cinematic side, but, like, this is pretty bad, Like, okay, we're going to get comics, which is cool. We're going to get exclusive merch, which is cool. We're going to get some old stuff that many people have already seen, but where's the content? So, this mismanagement, man, we know DC has a history of this, like, years ago. They did this with Young Justice. They would push it back. They would hiatus it. They would put it on these weird blocks. It's not uncommon, and I feel like this could spell disaster once again for Young Justice. We fought for so long to get this series to come back. And if DC screws it up again, oh boy. Oh, it's not going to be good, man. Fans are not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy because, clearly there's a demand. People want this show to come back. We're ready to watch it. We want to see it. People are willing to pay for your service to see Young Justice. And yet they only have 7 episodes done. It just like, it's like, wow, what is going on? Now, unless they rapidly get this production underway and episodes are just getting done left and right, I mean, there's obviously different aspects. You got the animation, you've got the storyboarding, you've got the voice acting, the sound effects, the special effects, all that, right? You've got all that different stuff, the polish. I feel like they have to be close to the end on a lot of these episodes, but at the same time, we've only got 7 episodes. Which I'm kind of just sitting here wondering myself, what is going on? Like, what are we doing to where we're at this point where we only have 7 episodes when this was announced so long ago? I just don't understand it. It's so frustrating being a Young Justice fan because we've been down this road so many times, have we not? Where the series has been pushed back and we've had all this speculation and, oh, if you do this, it'll come back. Well, I mean, what if we get screwed over again? That thought does kind of pop in my head like, okay, what if we do actually end up getting a season 3, but the DC Universe platform, because it's so mismanaged, just falls flat and falls under. Now, having said all that, I do hope that DC does have enough common sense not to just throw a wrench into Young Justice season 3 and they give us more, because at this point, it's like, how much more can the fans possibly freaking do to get this series going again? Like, we do so much, right? And it's like, we constantly have to deal with this delays after delay after delay. I mean, geez, we're all going to be middle-aged by the time we get to season 4 at this rate. So it's whatever, but I just hope we get more. And DC doesn't build confidence with their management style. So, currently right now they're saying, well, if you want a season 4, then you got to watch season 3 a ton on DC Universe, and you got to buy the service, and you got to do this and do that. Does it not sound familiar to what they've been doing to us like 100 times? Meanwhile, we still can't get season 3's official release date confirmed. We just got 2019. I would assume, since it was supposed to originally come out in 2018, that it's going to come out early 2019. I would hope. Like, March being like the latest. Come on, DC, please get it together. But anyway. Oh, man. We could go on all day about this, but end of the day, it's just kind of how it is. Hopefully things get better. Hopefully the management gets a little bit better. And hopefully we get some more concise release windows for this series. Hopefully. But anyway, that's all I have for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you guys later. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a thumbs up as well as comment below your thoughts on any other topics you'd like me to cover in the future, as that greatly helps the channel. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because, as we all know, YouTube's system's a little bit funky these days when it comes to notifications. Lastly, make sure to check the description below for my social media. Peace.